born, keep us in the light, and she passed it
I love
on.
you,
With
baby.
Offset white to Miss Candi Coated on a different vibration, so you know I'm floating. We're not the same, I'm not a game. You match energy, I shift chakra. Not leave the keys, but I'm on fire. Be more bread, home of the wire. Candi Coated Secrets, you see me. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be me. How I do it, so questions when they see me. So blessed, they think I got a genie. Candi Coated Secrets, you see me. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be me. How I do it, so questions when they see me. So blessed, they think I got a genie. I am like dopamine, you can't control this substance. You don't want smoke me, you couldn't handle my substance. He gave me life and assured me abundance. I don't speak broke, sis, I am abundant. My ex, yeah, he's a clown, making fake pages to watch me now. Climbing to the top, they can't stop me now. Got so much sauce, trying to slurp me now. Got my flip on their next nine, letting up. They stomp the yard, time to step it up. Got my flip on their next nine, letting up. They stomp the yard, time to step it up. 2 shows, 3 magazines, been on the radio, I'm not stopping. Wrote a book, best-selling author, my God keeps me popping. I'm affiliate, a life coach, my stock keeps on rising. Wednesdays at 8 o'clock on Facebook, they're watching. You see me? Candi Coated.
Hey everybody, how are you? How's it going? Give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get here. I didn't even know that the music had cut off. Shows how much I was paying attention. How is everybody doing? Sharing the show for me tonight. What's new with you guys? Say hi to me when you get here so I can see where you're at. Hey Facebook, hey YouTube, hey TikTok. All right, let me do my Sherry thing and then I will be all yours. Okay. How's it going? It's hump day. We are June. I feel like June is almost over. Does anybody else feel like that? I feel like June is just about over. Oh, oh, you're the first one here. Hello, Andre. How are you doing tonight? How you feeling? Anything new and exciting? Share the show. And if you guys have not done so already, make sure you follow us on all platforms. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well. I'm gonna get into a great topic today. What's news, you guys? I have just been doing things. We had the church cookout this past weekend. It was really nice. It was really fun. I'm just super excited. I am in the middle of transforming, stepping in, finally fully embracing me and stepping into what it is that I want to do with my platform. So I just want to thank you guys before we get into it for growing with me and glowing with me as we do it. Hi, Terry. How are you? Oh my gosh. How are you? It is so nice to see you. I love everything that you're doing. You're so inspirational. You really are. You said you're fine. That's good. That is so good. So I've just been, going through the journey of life, growing, pouring into myself, really just leveling up to gain understanding with different things. So I'm super excited as we go through this journey of life. Getting to the why and why I started the platform in the very beginning and things like that. So I'm super excited to be able to use. Um, I like to use what's going on around the world for the messages for people to understand. So tonight, I haven't done it in a long time. Like MsVibrations hasn't been here in so long. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't shown up as MsVibrations in so long. So I was a little nervous with you guys. I like to be honest. I was a little nervous. I go live with you guys every week, but this week I was extremely nervous. I don't know why. I'm working it out. But it's because my platform is turning into a different voice. I'm still becoming, and I'm excited about it. Excellent, YouTube. Thank you. Hi, Benita. Hi, Benita. You're still the best moderator in the world. Okay. Hands down. I couldn't ask for anyone better. So we're gonna get right into it. Anything you got going on with you guys that I should know? We have YouTube, we have TikTok in the building, YouTube and Facebook. I'm super excited about that. So I wanted to just get into, red flags. I feel like a lot of us, go through life and we have experienced red flags, committed to some, and some of us is even married red flags. Would you agree that there are some situations where we just should have, the cause to pause was there and we ignored it for whatever the reason is that we wanted to do it? And so I feel like, my point of this conversation tonight is the entire Cardi B and Offset situation. Have you guys are you guys aware of what has gone on with Cardi B and Offset? And I feel like, it's important for us to pay attention to what goes on around us and to what we see. Because, I always say, be the energy you want to attract. Sometimes we show up as our best selves, and sometimes it's a little harder to be that energy, you know. And you said, yeah, okay, Andre. And so here we are, we have Cardi B. So I feel like when we look at these things that go on around us, we should be able to look at them as reflections, especially if we feel triggered by them and they lift something up in us, we're moved by it. And I always say you don't have to always go through something in order to learn from it. You could A wise person will be able to sit, observe, and be like, okay, I don't want to do that. Kind of like I wish there were things that I would have listened to with my parents that I didn't have to go through on my own, Lord, because once upon a time we are all hard headed and think we know everything. I know I'm not by myself with that one. So here we are. We have. I love the fact that I believe that Cardi B and Offset are the perfect example of what it looks like when you marry a red flag, right? Let's see. I did a photo reading on their relationship on TikTok, caught their breakup right before it happened. Oh, really? Oh, wow. I can't wait to have you on the show. I know I've talked to you about it a long time ago, but I've been aligning with myself to get there. Yes, but that is something where a lot of times when I talk to some of my friends, they are like, "Oh my God, you called it. Oh my God, you said this. Oh my gosh." And I'm like, "Y'all, I can't explain it. It just happens." Oh, I would love to hear your take on that. So with Cardi B and Offset, right? They got together at the height of her career. Now, going into the relationship, just like some of us, we are blinded by what we see. We think love, we call lust love, and do all of those other things, right? And make sure you guys give me a heart and a thumbs up if you're here and follow us on all platforms, okay? And when they first met, right? Um, it was right there, plain as day. The cause to pause, as what I like to call it. Cardi B had first caught she had first caught Offset messing around. Let me know if you guys remember that in the chat. This was when they first dated. She was talking about how he um he was just like applying pressure to date her. He shut down the entire movie theater, took her on a date, and she was smitten by it. Some of us would have felt for it too. Somebody just doing that. Or I feel like I truly believe he love bombed her a lot. So then here it is. They started dating, and then remember she had caught him cheating, right? This is prior to her marrying him, before the proposal, before everything. It had came out online, and so I'm trying to let you guys know from the beginning to take you through this timeline as to what's going on, and I hope to get it all out in an hour. Um, so she goes through this. He publicly is humiliating her. He mess arounds on her. Hi, Miss Irma. Hi, you. He mess around on her publicly. It's all over the internet. He's feeling ashamed about it. He's upset. And she left him alone. She wanted to get him back. It even was on like this little docu-series kind of thing that she did. She wanted to get him back. She said that her father saw her and how much the breakup had affected her. And even her father was like, you know, go with him. Be back with him if that's what you want to do. When you guys were together, I saw you were happy and all of that good stuff. All the stuff. I feel like to me, her parents were being the friend that you have that will see and know that your relationship is a mess, but still cheer you on to stay with them, you know, where we all just are a mess, right? Make sure you guys share the show and heart it. YouTube over there, make sure you heart it, right? And so here we are at the peak of her career. What did he do? He showed up at she stopped doing Love and Hip Hop, but he showed up at her like performance. You guys remember that? With all of these bouquets of flowers. Now she's always been very vocal about her relationship. She go online, she cusses them out online, she does all of that, right? She had been doing that through that time, and the fans were like going at him really hard. You gotta pay attention because all of this matters. The fans were really going at him hard, basically crucifying him online. And this was around the time that Robin Williams had unalived himself. And who else? I think the guy that used to also be with Ariana Grande had also passed as well, right? So we go through that. He's doing a video online saying, oh, I want to get my girl back. I publicly humiliate her, so now I want to publicly get her back. I don't want to apologize to her in private. You guys keeping up? Let me know if you're keeping up in the chat. So they go through that. Right at her performance, which was a big night for her, she had just like broke into the industry. When I saw this play out in front of me, I was like, I don't like how he kind of like stole her moment. He paraded himself and jumped into her moment. So he shows up online. I mean, I'm not online. He shows you what he does. He shows up online with all of these, videos. Oh, I want her back. He's going to like the elevator behind stage. She starts talking, and then out he comes on the stage in front of everybody. So he comes on the stage in front of everybody with all these roses saying, take me back, things like that. Long story short, she was, she got mad and was like, are you serious? This is my moment. Boom. Long story short, right after that, she got online because everybody was still talking about him. And she said, hey, you guys, I know you're supporting me, but I don't want you guys to keep saying anything to him about him messing around and about our relationship because I don't want him to unalive himself, because this is everything that was going around where they were talking about how, just online just drive people to do something. So she did that. So in the very beginning, Cardi showed, just like most of us, most women, right? She showed where even when he hurts her, she's going to defend him, right? She takes up for him and all of that. It's all part of like the the savior complex, the savior. Oh, I can fix him, I can save him, or I don't want anybody to do anything for him, to make him want to harm himself, even though what he did was hurting me, right? So they do that. They end up. What happens after that? He ends up proposing to her. She says yes. Now, like most people, we like to give second chances. We like to ignore things. We too often like to feel like we can change the person, or we think we take a ring, right? You take a ring and you put it on top of a pile of shiggity, and thinking that it's going to turn into sugar, thinking that it's going to get sweeter. So here it is where we live in a culture where if we change the title of the relationship, then that's going to change the love. That's going to make the person be more into me. And all of that is just really is a false illusion. And really, you end up being with the person's potential of who you think they can become or who you see they could become, and all of which you made up in your mind, right? So even when you in a what's the day? Situationships are very big today. You're okay with him or her not wanting a relationship until you're not. You know, you're okay with the bam wham, thank you, ma'am. We're spending time together until you're like, whoa, I want this to turn into something more. You begin to crave something more. It's natural when you're with somebody and you are spending time with them, you care about them, y'all are probably spending holidays, gifts, doing doing all of this stuff, right? So it's just like that. When you say, hey, well, now I want us to be together, he may say, whoa, now slow down. Slow down. You're moving too fast. Too much dip on your chip. I just want us to be friends. I just want to have fun. We like to call that fun. So it's just the same thing right here. But I know that we could all learn from this situation and even probably see pieces of ourselves with just decision making because clearly marrying him did not work out. It didn't change his behavior. It didn't do any of that. If anything, it pacified her in their situation for a little bit. And like I've always said, what you bury alive, what you bury gets buried alive until one day it rears its ugly head and then all hell breaks loose. And then you recognize that that wound and that pain is still there. Understand? You keeping up? So here we are with this trauma bonding relationship, which which is a triple entanglement. If you ask me, we have the trauma bonding, we have the emotional enmeshment, and we have the savior complex all up in one. And all three could very well be relevant in this situation. The trauma bonding with the cycles, and we have to look at where she was when she got with him. She was already coming from a very trauma filled relationship with the guy Tommy, even though Tommy was incarcerated. But prior to they took most of them down, but she would be on YouTube fighting girls over this guy. So that's buried down within her soul scripts. She's used to having to fight and defend for love. And I'm not making it a Cardi thing. Like I said, this is just the example of what we see. Some of us believe that love is pain and you have to fight to be loved or fight for someone's love, or we have the pick me complex and wanting to be chosen to where as though you don't even recognize that you're betraying yourself and going against everything that you want at the expense of being with someone, at what you hope or wish they would be. All the while, little pieces of you are being chipped away every millisecond. Once trust is gone in a relationship, betrayal is there, uncertainty, anxiety, fear, you begin to go into survival love, really, where if you leave them, you don't want to leave them because they are a part of your identity. You don't even know who you are outside of them. Anything that they do, they begin to control your emotions. We give our power away, right? And we do it so often and so frequently that we don't even recognize that we do it. So much so that she not only ended up having a child, but she gave him three. Like, we got to keep it a bean. Some of us have laid down and kept reproducing with the same person that showed us through the first child. He wasn't going to take care of the first kid. You turned around, you had another baby with him. So I always when people say, "Oh, you missed the red flags," no, we don't miss the red flags. We ignore them. Whether it's through the newness of the relationship, we'll ignore the red flags out of loneliness, desperation, not having that um not having that connection in a while. And sometimes even if you haven't been in a relationship for a while, you'll end up falling for the first thing that show up sometimes. You know what I mean? So here we are in this situation where it's a no-go. She should have never married him from the very beginning. She should have never married him from the very beginning. So here we are. What does he do now? Now, when he's began to do things and she began to find things out, what did he start doing? So now he starts what? Love bombing her, buying her Birkins, buying her cars, doing all of this. She done caught Offset messing around throughout the entire marriage because his behavior never stopped. Sometimes we have to take a look in the mirror. You have to sit with yourself, be real, look at your situation, and say, did their behavior stop? Did their behavior stop? Have you guys ever experienced something where you thought the person or something, a situation had changed, and you learned that it didn't, that it truly, really didn't? You know, hey TikTok, all he did was up his apologies for a while. That's all he did. It works for a little bit. So then you have it here where she ends up she's staying in this relationship. And now these children are starting to be created out of pain. Yeah, the first one came from love, but the other two come out of pain. She was online. Motherhood, when you're pregnant, you're supposed to be nesting, growing, glowing, and experiencing all of that. We publicly witnessed her during her last two children going online, losing her mind, cursing him out, saying that she was in a messed up space, saying that she wasn't feeling like herself, saying that she was depressed. All this while she's carrying a baby. So even when you're in the womb, this is where a lot of these things begin. Now the babies are having, spiritual things connected to them that they didn't ask for, that's going to be on them, different things, different things from the relationship that they too will experience. Yeah, you know what I mean? So they went on a run. She even had it where she publicly praised him. And if you look at it, a lot of us, do that today, whether you're constantly praising your partner online, constantly showing the gifts that they brought you. But now I'm starting to see people not really share too many gifts, them luxury gifts. Now in that China, then let the cat out the bag. You know what I mean? You don't want nobody looking at you with the side eye like, girl, ain't nobody worried about him buying you no Louis. He probably got it for 44.99. Things like that. So here it is. Like you said, Andre, no apologies. Apologies was gifts. He never said he never truly meant it, even though he went on uh Ellen, and they both were young. Like, I didn't really know I couldn't believe, I didn't know that they were all that young when they had gotten married. So when you're young, you're gonna make mistakes and things are gonna happen. You know what I mean? Things are naturally going to happen. But this is a huge indicator and sign that you don't have to keep feeding what only drains you. You don't have to carry what's not meant to grow with you. And sometimes we outgrow people. You can outgrow somebody after 15, 20 years. You look, we outgrow friendships. We outgrow jobs. We outgrow the different things that we want. We're constantly changing, especially if you're doing the work and you're putting the work in to change, to be better. You're not going to be the same person. Even when in a relationship, when you hear like, you change. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. But was the change for the good? Or does my change interfere with what you want because I'm no longer sleep in this relationship? You get what I'm saying? And I'm aware and I now know what I want. A lot of times we're afraid to let go because we don't think that we'll receive anything better. And the fear of the unknown, that's what it does. Fear make you uncertain. You don't know, so you want to stick to what's familiar. People always say, oh, it's better to deal with the devil than the devil you don't. And I say, well, why would you have to want to deal with the devil at all? Words are very important to me. I don't know about you, but they're very important to me. So now we have it where a lot of us get into a new relationship. She's now in a new relationship. She just went off on him last week. She's now in a new relationship where she has not even healed. This door with him is not even closed. It is important to close doors. I know we don't like to. We like for people to be able to play peekaboo sometimes, but we have to close some doors. You understand? Because she's now in this new relationship. She's arguing with Offset online. The new guy in the relationship, he took a stray online. Did y'all see that on Twitter? They started going back and forth. And so now your situation is now bleeding on your new situation. And it's a huge indicator that did she really move on or she just moved over? Because when you're truly happy, you know how it is when you meet somebody and you're extremely happy and you're in your new situation. You're not even thinking about the past. Your past can't even come, your ex can't even come and disturb you. You understand? Like you have them literally on do not disturb. Let's see. These kind of situations are based on our own childhood and how our parents treated us. Also, marriage keeps some people in longer than they should stay. Yes. And that's why I'm like, my goodness, with her and what these babies are experiencing in her womb. Oh my goodness, before they come here. Definitely everything goes back to childhood. Then you're left to break those curses, rise above it, move those blockages, experiencing, warfare, even having living parallel experiences to your parents or whatever they may have experienced too. So, marriage, I understand, marriage, you have to work for it. You have to, you grow, I grow. It's a everyday thing. But we have a lot of people who are out here who marriages literally have them in bondage. It's like you've signed a trauma contract. You sign up for a trauma contract when you aren't even processing what's going on. She should have never married him. Some of us should have never said yes to the relationship. Some of us should have never said yes to the job, yes to having the children. I'm pro-choice, but you get what I'm saying. When do we learn from our behaviors? And then you have to understand that if you trust God and you believe that all things work for the greater good for those who believe in God. He's not going to remove anything from you that he's not also able to restore. Sometimes, growing is painful in itself. I'll be the first one to tell you, oh, I go through so many mixed emotions. It is crazy. I drive myself crazy, but I know that once I push through, joy is on the other side. Like I literally had to get to the place in my life, and I want you guys to get to that place too where your peace is not up for negotiation, even if the pain came with history. I like that. I like that line. Your peace isn't up for negotiation, even if the pain came with history. We got to let that simmer a little bit. We have to let that ceiling. Healing is not about getting a new partner. They say in order to get over someone old, you got to get under somebody new. No, you're just transferring baggage from person to person to person. You take you everywhere you go. You can change the relationship, you could change the job, you could change the house a million times, but you take you everywhere you go. And if you are not okay, then how can anything else be okay? You have some people who, we sit and we say, dang, these people have all this money and they're miserable. Case in point, and we're going to get to that next week, the Diddy situation. Diddy had all this money, and you're learning from this trial that they are out in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, throwing Molotov cocktails in cars, breaking and entering into people's cars. You understand? And don't get me wrong, crime happens everywhere. We get it. But this is happening in mansions with other people with money, carrying on acting a fool. And it's like, wait a minute, what is this going on? This can't be real. So even with this trial, we're seeing people lose their minds, wanting control, power, and what it looks like. You know what I mean? So here it is. Now she's upset. He wants spousal support, and he's saying he just did it to make her mad and all of this other stuff. How many of you have done something just to make someone mad? That's not loving. That it's not nice. But you don't know what you don't know. When you really close a chapter or when you really want to move on, sometimes closure is in the silence. You may not always get an explanation. You may not always get a call back, get the phone call. Sometimes the closure is walking away. And we say it's easier said than it's done because it truly is. But once you realize that emotions are temporary, our emotions are temporary. So many people are incarcerated. So many people have lost jobs, homes, or did different things out of a moment of temporary emotions. Emotions change. You can't even trust your emotions sometimes. Do you know what it's like to not even be able to trust yourself? You mad at him one minute, he show up, you happy as the next. Or y'all arguing all day, he walks in the house or whatever it may be. You forget all about the other. Now you're back happy. Emotions are tricky. And if we can't control them, which it takes a lot of work to practice, you got to practice it. It's just like a muscle. You said me. It's like a muscle. You have to practice it. We give our power away to people every day. So much so that we'll be out here doing all this crazy stuff for a temporary emotion that after the smoke clears and the dust settles, now what? It's like, okay. In that moment of missing the person, have you tried to pray? Have you tried to change your thoughts about it? Because energy flows, focus goes where energy flows. And if we constantly focus on a problem, then we're going to do nothing but create more problems. So energy flows where focus goes. And we can learn a lot from this because even with this specific situation that I'm using as the example today, you're in a new relationship, which I don't even believe is a relationship. It's a distraction ship. You're in a new distraction ship, arguing with your ex online, not even thinking about how your new man is feeling because all you can focus on is you. Hey, lesbian, all you can focus on is you, right? So you're not, she's not, and I just keep saying she because she's the example, but because we've done it, I've done it. But not even looking at how she is starting the new relationship. Because even though it may appear that you're arguing with Offset or you're arguing with your ex or whatever, you have this new person that is coming all into that. And if he had any sense, he would stop and think, like, wait a minute, hey, let us reconnect once that door is closed. Because even on his end, may not happen, but or even with some of y'all, when your heart is still somewhere else and you got somebody new, oh, you may end up in the bed with the person. You may end up out to eat with the person. You may end up on the phone with them, listening to hear what they have to say. Like it's just this constant emotional turmoil, baggage, and cycle that we be creating. We begin to create, but you're so caught up in the newness. You're so caught up in it. If your ex can shake your spirit while you're with someone new, you didn't move on, you just moved over. You just moved over. Let me go to the comments. Just wish that most of us could really understand people's previous experiences and choose to avoid a bad experience. Yeah. And that's why it's important to listen, pay attention, and then we can do that. But most of us, you tell me don't touch that. You tell me don't touch the button, I'm going to touch the button. We create the curiosity, it gets planted there. Just like in the Garden of Eden, right? The bad fruit tree didn't just appear, it was always there, but the serpent came and brought her attention to it. Then she recognized it was always there. The tree was always there. You understand? So sometimes when something gets, that seed gets planted, it begins to make you go, hold up, hold up. You said the new person is worse than Offset. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him, but with her being in in the state that she's in, oh, I can look at the situation and already tell what her next relationship is going to look like because of what her previous one looks like. This is why, for the most part, I with people, I don't need you to tell me, oh, you're honest, you're faithful, or you're a good friend, or you're reliable, you're dependent, because we should be measuring people by the fruit they bear. I measure people by the fruit that they bear. I didn't always do that. And often people like to laugh, but I always say, you don't got to tell me who you are. Your life is going to show me and tell me everything I need to know. If we sit still long enough, people tell us who they are long before we even enter into a commitment with them, before we even end up saying yes to the proposal. And if marrying, and this is not oh, a right, wrong, this, that, and the third. This is just a fact of just where I'm coming from with it. We say yes to the red flags. We continue to go with the causes to pause. So many of us are today walking around with pain babies, like these babies she had. And I'm not talking about literal actual children, just pain babies, whether it's relationship patterns, different patterns, mindsets, so many things that we are walking around with individually, holding on to resentment, unforgiveness. We're walking around with things that we birth in survival, out of survival, and not joy. You know, like what is it that you're still walking around with, that you're still carrying? What pain baby was birthed from you? Because everything we see, the things that we are attracted to, the things that we like, all of those things are just reflections of us, what it is we're into, what it is we like. And then we have that like I said, that savior complex too, that where nobody knows them like I know him, or know her like I know her. Or I didn't want to be with a person that had X, Y, and Z. But then you find out that you are accepting what it is that you said you didn't want to accept, whether it's the attraction, whether they have children or they made them or they didn't make the children, whether they don't have an income, whether they big or small, whatever your no-go was. And this is why these are all manners in which we betray ourselves all the time. When we go against what it is we want and we know exactly, people out here of fear of being alone. Exactly. He's Offset's favorite player. So I don't watch sports. Like, but I want you guys to say to yourself and just to think, and you may not have the answer today or whatever, but what have you been holding on to that started in pain, but you continue to nurture it like it was love? What is it? What have you been holding on to that started in pain, but you continue to keep it and nurture it like it's love? She may have been given the same experience to make her choose herself back to back, may make her. take time for herself. Yeah, because you keep getting the same test when you don't learn the lesson. Love and intimate relationship is the best platform to love the principles of life. Love is the key to life. When you don't, unfortunately, you get the lesson first. You understand? You don't got no answers. You don't got that. Like the test just come. You don't get a heads up. You ain't getting no pop quiz. The teacher isn't giving you 5 minutes to study. You don't even know because all of us have a purpose. We all have a purpose. We all were put here for something, for a reason. And not everybody will reach their why and what it is what they're supposed to do. It's just a human thing because everybody's on different frequencies. We're all doing different things. So here it is, while being in this relationship, going on these platforms, she praised him. Oh, he steps for me. Me and my husband, we not perfect. We go back and forth, but he don't play about me. He don't play about me. The whole time, the entire marriage, sis, he been showing he play about you. Even with some of y'all, they been showing that they play about you. But see that being, but that's that ego. We like to work and talk from ego. That's your ego. Oh, well, Imma deal with it because I'm not gonna warm up the slot machine and let somebody else come hit the jackpot. Oh, okay. Well, if you always in chaos and pain and crying and things are going the way they doing, what jackpot are they hitting? What jackpot are they gonna hit? You know? Repetitive occurrences usually only happen when you haven't learned something from the experience. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I say. You take you everywhere you go. You could change the relationship 100 times. All they do is just get a different name and a different face, but you're gonna get the lesson, or you're gonna get that lesson. But it takes you to say, I am tired of dealing with the same stuff. I don't want to just be here because we had kids. I got to let go, let flow, and get the getting. And sometimes too, people can only see from their perspectives. When they say, well, marriage, is difficult because you have properties investment, you have this invested, you da, 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 da. I guess but what I can say to that is I know a lot of people who got divorced and it wasn't no pissing match. It wasn't a pissing match. It's like, okay, cool. So everybody out here that's getting divorced, they are not bickering and arguing about it. Some of them, there are some people who are like, yeah, it's not working. It sucks, but we have to go our separate ways. And so I get that when I definitely understand when people say, oh, it's not that easy. I don't know because I know people where it was extremely easy. Everything is what you make it and how we see it. Like I said, it's your feelings and the emotions. It's our feelings that also make us feel like we can't get through the breakup, or the breakup is gonna like knock us out, knock you out, and you ain't gonna make it. But I can guarantee you that it's something right now that you experienced throughout your life that you felt like you wasn't sure you were going to be able to get through it. You didn't know how you were going to get through it. And you got through it. And the other thing that we like to do too, we are so quick to settle, which is also something, that go back to childhood. Like Terry was saying earlier, you know, you'd be surprised how everything goes back to your childhood. You'd be totally surprised. You have to put in the work. Sometimes, and sometimes we are not stuck. You know what it is? Sometimes you're just scared to stop surviving because a lot of people are just in survival mode. You're in a relationship, but you're in survival, that fight or flight, to the point that we become so engulfed that we be like, I can't live without him. How I'm gonna go on without her? What am I going to do? Trust me, I've been there before. It's everybody goes through it. But once I started pouring into myself, you see, we always like to say all that energy, all that love that you're trying to put into somebody else, all that recognition, you got to put it into yourself. But a lot of times, even when we're saying that and we could tell people, hey, put that into yourself, a lot of the times they don't even know how. I'm looking at the comments. Don't even know how. Like you telling me to pour and put the love into myself, but self don't even know where to begin. Like, what does that even look like? And sometimes when you're running around and you're pouring and you're constantly pouring on everybody else and you're constantly doing things for everybody else and loving on everybody else, you don't know how to love yourself. You don't even know what it looks like to accept your flubber, your muffin top. You don't even know what it looks like to embrace the flaws within you, to know that, hey, you deserve better than what you're getting. God said you can have all anything you want. You can do anything you put your mind to. You can get the desires of your heart. But we don't truly believe. So when you start pouring into you, what self-love looks like, taking care of you, not being a people pleaser, sticking to your boundaries, make your yes mean yes and your no means no. Not becoming codependent and feeling away because you told somebody no. Next thing you know, you going around calling, explaining the situation, saying, was I wrong for saying no? Your no don't need no explanation. I said no. No. But we break our own rules, we break our own boundaries all the time. Don't even know who we are most of the time. And then we get into relationships and commitments while we always are still growing, and you don't know who you are. So then you take two people who don't know who they are, put them together. What you think you're gonna get? You're gonna get some abandonment, some arguments. You might even get some stepping out on. You might get some lies. You might get, hey, they want to go outside and party. They don't want to be cooped up in the house. You might get the person that don't want to cook every day. Or you might get the person who cooks, cleans, cook dinner, lunch, all of that for you. You might not be satisfied sexually. Like the relationship stopped being about you a long time ago. We get into relationships and it's like, oh, I hear the people say, oh, the relationship is all about a woman. Oh no, the relationship is all about the man. The relationship should be about both. Because there is a difference from relationships that come together out of survival and relationships that come together out of sacred love that was sent, divine love from the Holy Spirit. There's a difference. Sometimes people are with us to get us through a season, and we try to hold on to them as tight as we can. So my plea is, I hope that we are able to look at some of these relationships with a reflection from a different perspective. Oh, she dumb. Oh, she stupid. Well, what have you been dumb for? Because you're dumb, my dumb, they're dumb, and his dumb, and their dumb might be different from your dumb. But the key word in all of them is dumb. So, what is it? Say, I used to be that girl. Girl, well, kudos to you. I think we all have. I know I have. Staying in situations and relationships longer than I'm supposed to be. Looking like a fool. Looking like a fool. I don't know who you are, but let today be the day that you stop defending red flags. Ouch. Sorry, I'm doing multiple things. Stop defending red flags and start protecting your peace. We have to do that. You know, get you together before you want to get with someone else. And don't be peer pressure because I believe like the public peer pressured her into saying yeah she was going to marry that man. But this is an example of what it looks like when you know what I say. God answers in three ways: yes, no, and if you insist. This is what it looks like when you insist. Some of us should have never committed or leveled up the relationship with a red flag. But red flags look like six flags when you high as hell. That newness, all of that. I make you say, nope. And even sometimes we can even know that somebody's not for us and we still stay in it. That's also another form of survival, loving out of survival, not wanting, like I said earlier, to be alone, not wanting to, not be chosen. And these are things that I think you should ask yourself. Why am I here? Does this fit my future or fit my history? Yeah. Sometimes we're just addicted to the chaos, addicted to the trauma bonding. Sometimes we're addicted to the emotional enmeshment and the savior complex. A lot of us, especially women, have that savior complex. I can change him. I'm going to save him. Oh, he's going to do this. Da, 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 da. No, you can't save nobody. Only God can do that. People change when they're ready to change. Look at what is something that maybe your parents or your friends wanted you to do or your teachers wanted you to do and you didn't do it. But then eventually you changed it. It wasn't until you were ready to do it. Stop continuing your cause to pause. Listen. I remember there was a time where I continued my cause to pause. I mean, I was hitting the brakes all the way through. Whiplash. The whole ride. Like, hold on, something. This ain't right. Whoa, whoop. Whiplash. Some of us out here getting whiplash. It's like, what in the world? No, don't get whiplash. But even in it, right? I knew that it wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me. My my spirit had already exited long before my body. So a lot of times we like to call that what is it that we say? Um you checked out. That's what we call it. We like to call it, girl, I done checked out. I don't care where you go. I don't care what's going on. You done checked out. Well, why are you still there? So no, your spirit has left long before your body. Doesn't that sound like being a prisoner in bondage? Doesn't that sound like being held captive? Why are we even still here if we ain't even here? But so much so, you also are afraid to let go. Love left a long time ago. Love left a long time ago, but we still want to stay. So be with those and do things that grow you, that nurtures you, that pour into you. Work on you, get you together, and everything else will come. The change will happen. Changing is not easy, changing is not fun, but it is so much better than staying in bondage, staying trapped, holding on to things that no longer serve us. The same way for some of us, we can easily let our friendships go. You could do the same thing in your relationship. You just don't want to do it. Hi, how are you, TikTok? You don't believe you can do it. And like I said, it's your emotions. Your emotions, your feelings in it, your heart will have you stuck and trapped in things. And it's your feelings that make you feel like you can't do something or that something is going to last forever. But you know your story. It won't be the first heartbreak. It won't be the first disappointment. It won't be the first friendship that ends, anything like that. You know your story. Like I used to catch slack all the time when it came to like Krishan and Blueface. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this. Or she gets on my nerves. This. Why you? I'm like, I love her because I could see through her. She is broken. Sometimes we're with people and they're doing things and you can't, we can't even see that the person that we're with is broken, is hurting. And hurt people hurt people. It's a cliche statement, but it's very true. Hurt people hurt people. People take care of the things they care about. So you should take care of you like you take care of the things you care about. If you care about shoes and tennis shoes and you don't wear them if they crease, you go buy a new pair. You do all of these things, right? You put them in the box, you wipe them off. All right, cool. Your kids, you take care of your kids. You're not sending them to school with messed up hair. You're not doing this. You're not, you're cleaning their face. You're doing everything. Your house, you want to clean your house. Your car. Some people love taking care of their cars. You take care of the things you care about. So take care of you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You just lit up my gift gallery with the roses. Thank you so much. Oh, I reached my goal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Taylor on TikTok. Thank you so much. And thank you for liking and sharing the show. Follow us on Instagram. So people take care of the things they care about. So take care of you like the things you care about. Even with your partner, you know what it is that they like, whether it's a car collection, a cigar collection, this collection, and they take care of it. So when people tell you that they don't know how to do things or they don't care about anything, look at what they care about and say, well, you care about your car. How is it hard for you to care about me? That's why we have to guard our hearts, because out of your heart is the reflection of life, are the reflections. And you have to know that you deserve it. You have to know that you deserve everything that you want. You deserve a love that's consistent, considerate, compassionate, open, understanding, gentle, trustworthy, loyal, loving, forgiving, understanding, all of that. You don't deserve inconsistency. You don't deserve when I feel like it. You don't deserve if people or someone is able to know that you're in pain and they're the cause of it and they're okay going about their day, not caring about what you doing the first, that you're hurting. You don't deserve somebody who can block you from their phone. Don't none of that even sound like love. But a lot of the issues is we end up in situations wanting people to see our worth when we don't even see our own worth. How somebody gonna come along and treat you right and you don't even know how to, and you don't even treat you right? We should be filled with love, joy, and all these things within ourselves and our people, relationships, and all that is supposed to get our overflow. How are you going to continue to pour from a cup that's empty? You're draining you to sustain something that is running in pure chaos and dysfunction. So this is why I said, you said facts. This is why I said that this is why I wanted to use Cardi B and Offset as a prime example. That even still, so many people cheered them on to be together. Still, knowing that it was breaking her. Here it is, she giving him children, keep getting pregnant. You know, the first baby ain't do it, maybe another one to do it. So you have to deal with, this is why I say that I pay attention and I like to use the celebrity things because that's the stuff y'all pay attention to, right? So it's like, here it is, even with her in her relationship, that she was pregnant by him. Okay, Cardi gave this man 3 children, pregnant by him, and some of us have done it, all the while being disrespected, continuing to catch him cheating, and you are freaking carrying his children. He's not quiet about what he does. He's very public about what he does. He's not saying, I'm sorry. He's buying you a Birkin. He's not saying he's sorry. He buying you a Range Rover. So in our aspects, right? Oh, he's saying he's sorry because he came home tonight. Oh, he's saying sorry because he answered the phone for you when you called. No, we have to stop looking at what people are supposed to be doing and should be doing in a relationship and giving them kudos for doing it. You should keep your word. You should be reliable. You should be dependable. And we shouldn't want anything that is the opposite of us. Because listen, y'all, say what you want. People feel opposite, but listen, they say opposites attract. I tell you, that's a lie. If opposites attract, more people be together. I if you're an honest person and you trustworthy and you faithful, you ain't getting along with somebody that's unfaithful. You ain't gonna be able to get along with a liar. Come on now. You got to put people in categories. You put people where they go, you place them accordingly where they go. If you're a quiet person, loud people are gonna get on your nerves. So we have to also get away from that. Oh, opposites attract, or boop 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 boop. Even when I hear people say, my favorite thing, yes, boundaries. Exactly, exactly. Come on now. I always say when people be like, "Oh, she's my piece, he's my piece." I always say I hate to see what it look like if they disturbed it. We give our power away. And then, like I said, we have situations where it work out and it's beautiful. But this is not what we're talking about. We are talking about being trapped in bondage and calling it love. We're talking about marrying a red flag. What it looks like when you continue to go on with something where really the flags all, at the end of the day, the red flag is God saying, hey, whoa, you know, hold up, alert, alert, alert. You know, that is literally alert, alert. This is a test from the universal broadcast. We ignore that alert and be like, because you feel like you've prayed for it. Or well, I asked God if it's meant to be, let us come back together. Well, the devil hear you too, right? And then like Monty T said over on YouTube, repetitive occurrences usually only happen when you haven't learned something from the experience. If that ain't a gem, I don't know what is. In order to do things different or want different results, you got to do something different. To get different results, you have to do something different. Not be insane and keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Like I said to you guys earlier, energy flows where your focus goes. Yeah. Triggers come to show you what needs to be healed. Tri- maybe we need a new word for trigger. I'm going to come up with a new word for trigger because triggers play hide and seek. Triggers play hide and seek. I'm going to see if I can come up with a new word for trigger. I'm going to come up with a new word for trigger because triggers play hide and seek. And then when they come, we get upset and it's like, oh, you did this to me, you did this to me, not knowing that no, baby, they poke, they just poked your abandonment issues. They just poked your insecurity because a lot of times that's what is that's what's in these triggers. We don't even know what's in these triggers. You want to know what's in you? Oh, baby, let somebody poke you the wrong way. Hey, bro. Hey, Roland. Love you. Let somebody poke you the wrong way. Yes, alarm. Ring the alarm. And that's something that I had to learn while growing and going through life, right? Is that a lot of times, you guys, who can I use for example? Morning tea. Let's use morning tea since you're here on YouTube. Let's say I'm upset with morning tea because of something morning tea did or said, right? It triggered and it rattled me. But ultimately, morning tea is just a messenger. Morning tea is just a messenger with a message to show me something in me that God is saying, hey, I need you to pay attention to this. Like Monty T said, alone. Hey, I need you to fix this. I need you to pour into this. Hey, you know, a lot of times we go through breakups and we feel like our worth, we aren't worth it, or how could they leave me? Well, we should be saying, how could you care that they left? Woo! You know how much power is in that statement? When you know and you truly know who you are, you've done the work, you pour all the love into yourself, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. But hey, I told y'all, when people from the past come and hit me and they be like, oh, I miss you, I'd be like, I would miss me too. Oh, they get irritated. And I'm not being cocky. I'm not being, but baby girl, I didn't put in the work. You understand? Oh, I miss you. I would miss me too. Or I miss you. I know you do. But I couldn't always say that. It usually was, I miss you too. I wanna see you. No, because you already know. No, I'm not doing this with you. We're not going back down this road, man. I really miss you. I've been da, 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 da. Then forgot all about the roller coaster this mother freaker done put me through. All of it. Just for a little trinket of, are you going to take it? Are you going to take it? Are you going to take the bait? Are you going to take it? Are you going to take it? What is that? What did Monty T say? I put it on the live again. Those repetitive occurrences. Because just when relationships you go through things, the person is learning you too. Oh, okay, the last time I did something, it took her or it took him 2 weeks to talk to me. All right, so I know that I did this. Oh man, she gonna be, have you ever, you may want to admit it, you may not. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a relationship and you keep and you break up and you make up and you break up and you make up, as time go on with each breakup, it seems like the getting back together takes longer and longer? Because through each breakup, every time you broke up with him, when she broke up with you, it might have took a little longer. So the first time y'all broke up, it might have took them 3 days. Second time y'all break up might have took them three and a half. Third time y'all broke up, it took a week. Fourth time, and then by that 10th day, you like, whoa, I think it's really over, because usually when we argue or we break up, he'll call back within the first week or within 4 or 5 days. I know come on now. I know somebody. I can't be the only one that ever experienced that. Let me see. Hit the comment. The red flags you ignore in the beginning will be the same things that destroy you in the end. Come on now, TikTok Black Russian. Yes. Yes. That. Come on now. That. The red flags you ignore in the beginning will be the same things that destroy you in the end. Come on, come on. We watched Cardi ignore that cheating way before she said yes. And what happened? Been tearing them up ever since. Now they supposed to go through with the divorce. She said, Mama, you might be right. Yeah. Come on. People show us who they are in the beginning. We just choose to ignore it. We choose to ignore it because we don't trust ourselves. We have to start trusting ourselves. We have to start knowing what we deserve. So many of us think love is pain and love is in chaos, and that's not true. We get a disagreement confused, just because, you know, we may not like everything or get along every day. It's like, well, what does this getting along look like? How is the communication? Because a person who is expressive and can't be with a person who can't communicate. That goes back to that opposite attract. How do our opposites attract if when you're feeling something, you won't even open your mouth to me? Or if I'm feeling something, I can't even tell you how I feel. Or I don't even feel, people like to say, safe telling you how I feel. We have to look at that. So often a lot of times when people, when all that whole he-man, she-man, woman hater thing was going on around online, and it's like, I don't feel safe. We can't talk to you guys. I can't talk to my partner. Then why are you with them? Why are you with them if they can't communicate? Why are you with them if they can't talk? Why? Is it is it is it your fear that's keeping you there? Is it you're not feeling like you deserve something better? Like what is it? Because somebody had to express something, right? In order for there to even come together and be a union. In order for there to even be a union, for the relationship to be what it is, we had to have this conversation. We had to connect somewhere along the line. What happened? Or we'll say, "Oh, he gets me," or "She understands me. He understands me." And then when you go to express yourself about something, you ain't being understood at first. They don't even know what you're talking about. Now you expressing yourself, in the beginning it's cute. After a while it's called nagging. You know what I mean? Always having something to say. It turns into you always complaining. Or you always got something to say. You're never happy. So I want us to start looking at that. I want us to start looking at that. Let's stop clinging to the familiar. That's loving and being in a situation out of survival. Loving someone with your wounds instead of your wholeness. Like I said, Blueface couldn't even see that she 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 wanted love. She needed love. Now some young people couldn't. Some young people could see. Some young people could see it, and then some people couldn't. But I know, like the older ones and experienced ones, like myself and a few of my friends and just different people, we could see like that girl is in pain and don't even know it from the drinking. She said, definitely meant for me to hear this. Oh, thank you. Well, guess what? My goal, my mission has been complete because that's what I wanted tonight. Somebody to hear this message. We smother it in alcohol, drugs, sexing on different people. So much so, we be so broken, so confused, so lonely that we'll go and begin to create soul ties by sleeping with different people, just trying to numb the pain. You can't even recognize that you numbing the pain because we label sex as fun. You remember? Sex is supposed to just be fun, not the connection, not the soul ties that's coming out of it, not the things that you're burying. And then when all the noise fades and we're there all alone and the voices come in your head and the loneliness gets to lurking, we get to scrolling, we get to reviewing text messages, reading old things, maybe even looking at pictures, whatever it is that, we do. All the while, it's like, maybe did I make the right decision? Should I go back? What's going on? Well, if they text me, I'm going to say something, or I'm going to reach out. Instead of saying, "Look, God, help me with this." Once I started opening my mouth and praying to God, I found that when my heart hurts the most is when I can pray And I literally feel it passing, like feeling him soothe me because I learned that weed didn't help, sex didn't help it, running the street didn't help it because after it's all said and done and even though sometimes we can have so much going on in our lives or the person may have so much going on in their lives that cause the pain, they ain't thinking about you the first. They always seem to show up right when you feel like you got your powers back, you over it, you're gonna pass the test, and you're gonna do. They always seem to show up when you're fully back, like feeling replenished, like I could take on the world. And then sometimes we slip and let them come take a piece of us again. But imagine the time that happens and you stick to your boundary and you say no, not anymore. Imagine when you get to the place where the pain is not keeping you in the history. Imagine that. We have more power in us than we give ourselves credit for. You are the author of your own story. If you don't like the people, places, and things that is in it, you are the one with the magical pen. I mean, y'all hate Tyler Perry for keep making movies about black women and black pain, but the fact of the matter is the movies that he make are reflections as to what goes on, what we go through. It's what happens. You can write people in your life and you can write them out. You can write them in or you can write them out. Reflectors and reminders of what is. Yes. Yes. Yep. You can write people in, you can write them out. Your piece is not up for negotiation, even when pain is in the history. Healing is not about a new partner, like I said earlier. That's not what healing is about. God doesn't just restore what we lost, He renews what we become. And when you are not fully renewed, you can drag your past into your promise. You can drag and have your past hold you back from what's right in front of you, from what you need to get. Sometimes some people you be in things so long you wouldn't know what a good man or a good woman look like if it came and hit you on the head. Sometimes we often want things and we're praying for the things that we yet aren't even at the capacity to be able to handle. When it does show up, and karma's a real thing and it never comes out the way you send it. So now, you're out here hurt people, just bleeding on people and taking your pain from pillar to post. You still got to answer for that. See, life is bigger than a quick nut, but we have to learn to be happy with us in order to be happy with anyone else. People should add to our happiness, not be our happiness. Oh my God. When you make someone your happiness, do you know what it looks like when they no longer want to be your happiness? When they freaking rip the happiness away? It sure is much, much more than that. It is. When they decide to rip it away, Does it feel good? No. Is it a process? Yes. But in life, with different things, with all things too, really, you have to go through it so you can grow through it. We have to go through it so we can grow through it. And I'll share with you my intimate relationships. Oh my God, they grew me so much. It doesn't always feel good when I'm in it or dealing with it or going through it, but to be able to sit back and reflect and see, like, I learned so much about me. We have to stop looking at what we're losing and look at what we gain when things don't work out for us. But I learned so much about me, so much. So, I learned so much about what needed to be fixed, what areas were broken. I remember a long time ago, years ago, many, many moons ago, my life coach said, I was like, I don't like being by myself. I don't like being in the house by myself. I gotta do something. I would always be outside. I would just doing something. Yes, go through it and grow through it. Okay. I was like, I don't like, oh no, no. Because I didn't want to sit and deal with me and you in a me in a quiet room, baby. My brain be on ADHD, stuff be going on. I be thinking about stuff. Who wants to sit and deal with that? You don't want to sit and deal with you. And I remember my life coach said, she said, one day when you love you and you know who you are, you enjoy you, you will be able to sit in the house alone. You'll be able to be by yourself and it won't bother you. You won't feel the need to want to escape. She said this to me back in like 2000. And she said this to me in 2015, 16, 13, 12. Because she said it to me often. And the last time she said it to me was in 2000 in like 19-ish, 2020-ish. Because she said it to me through all those years. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Well, right now, girl, this is what I'm doing. And it wasn't until 2023, 24, and now, even more now, that I understood what she meant. I understand exactly what she meant. And I used to say, "You don't be bored in the house, you don't," and she used to say, "No." She was the perfect role model, you guys. She was the perfect example of everything she did. I had a very good teacher, a very good role model to show me that even what I come here and share with you guys from what I learned and what I've taught, that it works if you work it. She didn't just talk it, she lived it daily. And so I said, she said, no, I had fun. I'm at peace with me. She said, when you get at peace with you, you'll be able to be in the house to yourself. You'll be able to be okay. And it wasn't until all of those years later that I finally understood what she meant. And I now know what peace looks like. And I'm glad that it didn't take me a million years to get there. To know what peace looks like, to where as though I am able to recognize when my peace is disturbed. I enjoy my own company like no other. Do you hear me? God is so good. I enjoy my own company. And not only that, you know, once you two find your purpose, you find the thing that you want, you find the thing that drives you. Like the best thing, I love love. Oh, I love love. I know some of you probably like, no, I love love. I am an advocate for love, right? But I had discovered that there was so much more to life than being a mother and being in a relationship. And once you discover like who you are outside of a relationship, my God, it is so much beauty in that. I mean, it's so beautiful. And so then through that, right, because it was through my pain that my purpose was birthed. So through your pain, your purpose is birthed. Sometime marrying the red flag will birth greatness. Sometimes being with the red flag will push you into your purpose. So it's not always a bad thing, but you have to be there and be aware enough to know what you can take from it. Because it's really, like I said, it's your emotional, any situation that you've been in or that you may currently be in, if you take your emotions out of it and just look at what it is you may be dealing with or going through or what you accept, you would be like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's our emotions. I can see that the red flag can open up your mind. It can. It's all about perspective. Sometimes it's not even the situation. Sometimes we don't know how to change our perspective. Sometimes you just need to change your perspective. Clear off the lens. Wipe off the lens and see it. What I said earlier about Monty T, in that scenario, Monty T was the messenger. And here's another thing I'll share too. In the previous situation, God used this one situation to show me that I am loved, that I am loved. And I remember with my life coach, and I am beginning, I'm still growing and learning to understand that too. When she said, love will never leave you. Love will never leave you, is what she said to me. And she said, and I'm not talking about a man. I was like, it had messed my head up. I was like, what? What? What you, wait a minute, hold up. I said, oh. She said, do you hear me? Love will never leave you. And I'm not talking about a man. Woo! Just to even say that today, that thing get up in my spirit. For real. So it was like, wow. And I had to learn that. And so here it is. Like I said, that last situation, it was like we're talking and she's coaching me through it. And I'm like, oh, we're going through it. I'm talking about it and just, what I've learned, what I gathered from it. And it's like, you know what? This person was the messenger. that God used to show me that I was loved. That I was loved. And the reason why we meet people when they show up and they like us and they gravitate towards us and they love us and they misses us is because God made you that way. He made us that way. So once I learned that that I am loved because God loves me unconditionally, wholly. He's never ever steered me wrong. I just could be hard headed like most of us and not listen. But once I discovered that God loves me, He made me perfect and in His image. So anybody that comes in contact with me, anybody, you're gonna love me because I come from love. And when you decide that you no longer want to love me, I can't allow that to cripple me and make me feel or believe that I am not loved. See, that's the thing, that's the key. We forget what and why we were created in the first place. And I learned that and I was like, oh yeah. And I'm not saying be a robot. I'm not a robot. But I'm saying be a growbot. Be a growbot. Don't be a robot, but be a growbot. Feel it. Feel the hurt. Lean into it a little bit. Go through it to grow through it and ask, what do I need to learn? What is it, God, that you are trying to show me about me? What is it? What are you trying to show? What are you trying to get my attention with that I'm not getting because these same habits and patterns keep repeating themselves, or I find myself keep going through the same thing? Like, I know that these are all things that we all say to ourselves. What is it? What do I keep Where do I keep going wrong? Why do I keep falling short? Why am I not listening? I'm sick and tired of experiencing the same thing. What? These are all the questions that you ask when you're going through and you're trying to grow through and you're trying to understand and you really want to get out of some stuff. But the biggest issue is that you ask and we ask for answers and we're asking questions to the and getting answers that we don't want to accept because it's not what we want to hear. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then it says, she said, it was conditioning. It's it was conditioning that made us think of a man when it comes to love. Okay? Yeah, see, you caught it. You caught it. Come through. You caught it. When we hear the word love, that's what most people think about. That's what most people think about. And it's from, like you said, the conditioning. Not only that, too. Oh my gosh, I've been on here for over an hour. Not only that, too, we're also taught, especially us women, are taught that being a man or being married makes us complete. You aren't complete if you don't have this. All the while, being single or something or having some self worth is like against the religion. All the while, being told this or people saying this and spilling this garbage out who are living in misery, who shouldn't even be where they are, who aren't growing the first. Right, taboo. Exactly. It's just like a person that you might have a job and they might say, "Oh, you ain't going to like it here," or "You might not want to do this," or "You don't got I can't stand it," something that's like, "Well, why you ain't leave yet? If it's so bad, why you ain't quit yet?" What the first thing they say, "Oh man, I got bills." But you're trying to tell me and discourage me as to why I shouldn't work somewhere or why I shouldn't want to do something, and yet you are doing the same thing. So why? Why? You in my head. Why? So that's why start looking at people and measuring them by the fruit that they bear, because their life will show you what they can produce. It'll show you what they can produce. It'll show you what they can't. Next time, whatever you meet someone and they say, I know this is what I usually do. Um, so tell me, what is it? What do you need? What do you want from me? Nothing. I need for you to be you. Because water seeks its own level. So even if you show up and you're pretending, right? So even when they show up and they're pretending and they send in their representative, eventually the real you gonna peek through. Because if this is truly who you are, if you're truly on time, if you're truly attentive, if you truly open doors all the time, if you truly, are considerate, if you truly call me before you come over every time saying, "Do I need anything?" If that's truly who you are, then it's not gonna go away as time passes. But if that is not who you are, if you are showing up to the occasion only for a moment, water seeks its own level. The inconsistency, no call, no show, you is going to show up. And then that's when you should hit him with the, don't tell me you can't talk when you're at work, because when we first started talking or got together or dating, you would always talk to me while you were at work. Oh, now you're tired and you want to get off the phone, but we used to fall asleep on the phone together. Or you used to get up and let me know what you were doing for the day and call me when you're getting your coffee and call me, do. Now you've been at work already. Might sound small and minute, but these are the little things that will show us like, okay. And a lot of the issues is as well, we don't know what it looks like and what it feels like to be with somebody that truly just wants to be with you. Now, I don't know the inside of Sierra and Russell Wilson relationship, but I know that it's something that y'all love. The whole world love that relationship, worship it. I don't know. I'm not big into that, whatever, because I'm like, you never know. One day she gonna show up and telling y'all, oh, he was this horrible person to you. One day, maybe, maybe not. But what I'm saying is, don't miss the message. What if it wasn't a prayer that got Sierra Russell, right? Even though we know we got this Sierra say, I prayed. I'm not saying she didn't, because I know some people who really prayed for their partner too and are totally happy. And I see it and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love that for them. Right? But what if it wasn't the prayer? What if it was just that she actually just met somebody that really wanted her? What if Russell really just wanted her? Ah, did y'all ever think about that? Did you ever think about that? Give me a heart thumbs up. So this is how I see things. I look at things too. It's not always about the prayer. Because some people may pray, some people don't. I do. But what if it's just that simple? She finally met somebody that wanted her and only her. She met somebody that wanted to commit, fully commit, except her kids and all. So you always say, like I said last week, we say that, they say that the swimming pool has fentanyl in it or, or, or pee all in it. You could just be swimming at the wrong end of the pond. You could be swimming at the wrong end of the pond. And what if it's not them, it's you? You got things in you that you need to get together and correct. Yep, say that. You understand? So maybe instead of worshiping this relationship or you too wanting to mimic what she did, let's just make it simple. Be with someone that wants to be with you and only you because it's possible when it happens. It happens. And if you want to be Sierra, whatever you want to be, allow that to be the example that it's possible to be with someone that only wants to be with you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I've literally almost been on here for 2 hours. Oh, I must say, I haven't done that in a long time. Well, I usually do. I mean, I've done it before, but I thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Oh, Miss Vibrations is back. Miss Vibrations is activated. I so missed her. Did you guys miss her? I am super excited for still going on this journey for 7 years with you guys. Pretty soon, we'll be entering our 8th year. You guys have been here. We are continuing to grow and flow. And it's time to get back to why I started Candi Coated Secrets in the first place. What's the meaning behind it? I'm gonna be doing some reshaping, revamping, fixing little things. I promise I'll show up more in the group, you guys. I have not been in the group. I wanted the Facebook group to run itself, and it started doing that. But I have to get back in there and get the juices flowing back in there again. I'm just super excited, and my platform allows you guys to grow with me as I evolve. You guys get to see it. You get to be a part of it. I went from not having a studio to having a studio, doing it in my kitchen, doing it in my bedroom to having the studio. So I'm glad you guys got to witness me level up, as they like to say, and we go through this together. Um, I'm working on some things. I have to hurry up and I have to get it done, but I like to move when spirit moves to get me to move. But I am almost done my book that I'm writing, which is the book called How to Get Over a Heartbreak in 10 Days. You guys, I'm so excited for this book. I'm so excited for this project. Um, I just want to put it out there in the world for people to be able to get it, for it to be there. It's a tool. It's a healing book. It truly is. It's a self-healing guided book that has no rush. You can start and stop it at any time. You'll see it's in the book. I was tempted tonight because of the show and what we were talking about to read something out of the book. I was so tempted. I was so tempted because it kind of went with this, but no, save it. So I'm super excited and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to my book. Or maybe I could just read you guys the introduction. I don't know. Should I just read you guys the introduction? If you want to hear the introduction, just put yes or introduction introduction in the chat. Oh, look, TikTok them like said yes. TikTok did not wait. Let me see. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited. TikTok say yes. Let me hear the introduction. Then y'all know how I do. I'm here for it. Thank you. I'm glad you are. I always change things. And then I like it too because it also has affirmations in it. All right, let me see. Let's see. All right, yeah, 2025. Okay, yeah, 2025. I got all my little notes here. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. And then I'm gonna go after I read this. I'm gonna go. You guys did it. Oh, hey Andre. Andre said yes. Oh, YouTube's still in the building. All right. I'm super excited. All right. I'm going to it, you guys. It's literally like 10. Hold on. It's exactly what it says. It takes you through the whole dynamic. But oh my God, the last two chapters. I'm on the last two chapters, and it's gonna be so and record. I should do an audio. I was thinking about that too. I gotta look into that. I want to do whatever is going to cost the least. I'm still building. You guys can always join my Patreon. Like you did. You sent gifts. You guys can always, and even you can always, like you guys see it right there, send donations to the Cash App and stuff like that to help me to continue to grow and do things. But I got to see what the coin is doing. Okay. But I'm definitely gonna look into audio because I want to be the one to read it. So maybe that was just a sign for me to look into it. All right. So this is my book on how to get over heartbreak in 10 days. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited. It's a shifting healing book. All right, I'm ready. Look at me. All right, I'm ready. Okay, let's see. All right. If you're reading this, it means it's okay. You guys here? Let me see you here. You here? Hearts, thumbs up. Let me know you're here. Tap the screen wherever you are. Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Here's the introduction. If you're reading this, it means it's time. I see you. If you're reading this, it means it's time. Time to make a change, time to stop surviving and start healing. For too long, we've let trauma hold us hostage. We've moved through life stuck in survival mode, operating from fear instead of faith. But not anymore. You didn't pick up this book by accident. This was the moment. This moment was meant to find you. The universe is speaking loud and clear. You are ready. You're ready to break the cycle, ready to take your power back from the pain, the past, the people, and the patterns that no longer serve you. Something inside of you knows that it's time to stop reaching outside of yourself for love, for answers, for peace, and start coming home to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The road won't be easy, but healing never is. What I can promise you is this: it's going to be worth it. This book is your 10-day guide to emotional, spiritual, and personal rebirth. While will your heart be completely healed in 10 days? No, no. But you will feel lighter, you will gain clarity, you'll have understanding, and you'll be able to move forward without looking back. Each day will get better. And remember, it works if you work it. Didn't I just say all of this to y'all? It works if you work it. If you show up for yourself, this process will meet you with power. When you complete this journey, your power will be right back where it belongs, in your hand. And from this moment forward, only you can choose to give it away. If you relapse, start again. If you miss a day, come back. Healing isn't a race. I want you guys to remember that. Healing isn't a race, it's a lifetime journey. So take your time, feel everything, and give yourself grace every step of the way. Let's begin. The affirmation before the journey begins. I am ready to release what no longer serves me. I am safe to heal, worthy of peace, and powerful beyond the pain. And then it says, note from MsVibrations. I don't know your story. I don't know the exact moment your heart broke or how many times you tried to put the pieces back together. But what I do know is this: you're still here. And that means your story isn't over. It means purpose still lives inside your pain. It means your breakthrough is closer than you think. You don't have to be perfect to begin. You just have to be willing to show up, to feel, and to choose yourself one day at a time. Healing doesn't erase the past, but it does rewrite the future. So take my hand and walk with me. Let's get through this together. One day, one truth, one breakthrough at a time. You're not broken, you're rebuilding. And when this journey is done, you'll never see yourself the same again. With love and light, Miss Vibrations. Before you turn this page, take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let the past go. Bring your focus into the present. You are safe to begin again. Let's go. Ah, that just makes me want to keep reading. See, that's why I don't want like to do this. What do you guys think about that? That's just the intro. I'm getting my power back. Yes, you are. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Come on here, ma'am. Listen. Like, no, as I was reading that for real, did you feel it? Like, what did you feel when I was reading that? Like, I want to know. I love this, ma'am. Oh, thank you. What about you, Andre? So that, like, what did you guys feel? Listen, yo, I am so looking forward to this. My only thing is, I just can't change it. Like, I'll change it 100 times, but that's the introduction. So, no, like I say, no, you won't. It's not going to be the thing. And you can be like, oh, abracadabra. I'm over that. No, but once you get it and you do it, you'll understand it. And believe it or not, I can't wait to put it out there. I can't wait to release it and all that because I'll give you a fun fact before it gets all out there. I actually did this. I actually got over it in 10 days. So I don't, like I told you guys, my platform, all of that, I write everything down. I go through everything before I bring it. So I can't, I don't like to bring things to the front until I've processed it. And I'm super excited. I did it. And this is how, life is about learning and growing and sharing. Oh, Andre said, I loved it. Thank you. Life is about learning, growing, and sharing. And sometimes we have to make sure we're wise enough. Sometimes you just need to petition. Sometimes you need to just have somebody hold your hand through it. And that's what this is about. It's so, y'all, it's so, ah, you're gonna make me read day one. Yo. This is why I gotta go because you're gonna make me read day one. Between you and her, you and Taylor. Say Taylor gonna make me read days being here. Said link please, pre-order. Definitely a recap on paper. Watch God work. Yes. Oh my God, that is crazy that I didn't even know that was like about that. Yeah, girl, you caught that, girl. You was see you ready. Definitely, I will definitely. That's funny that you said that pre-orders. Like I was thinking, like, should I do pre-orders or should I just release it? I was just gonna release it. And I'm trying to see which option will be best. If I'll just release it digitally or if you will be able to have an actual copy of the actual book. So I'm still there. Um, Gotta finish it. But oh my goodness, I'm so glad that you guys liked it. I am so glad. I will give you the title to some of the chapters though. Let me see. Well, maybe I don't know. But it's just so relatable. This is going to be the thing. Like so day one is like day one is titled The Transformation Begins. Ah, baby. It's good. It works if you work it. I'm trying to think which one of these are my favorite chapter. I like I like the you still have to get up. Ooh, I also love when love looks like pain. Ooh, I love that one. I even like the messy middle. Look, you see, this is what happens when I stay on here too late. I start spilling out stuff. So I love the messy middle because the messy middle talks about a lot of different things. It you get praise. It talks about the emotional loops. Let me see. But wait a minute, it's one that's really my thing. Ooh, I don't want to spill the beans on this one, but I love the a closing letter from Miss Vibrations, which of course is she said not too much. Nah, right, girl. Thank you. Three. What's three mean? But I love the closing letter from Miss Vibrations. Oh my God. Listen. And I do. Like I just know that this book is really gonna be the thing for people. Um, especially and then it's funny because one of the chapters is even similar to like what we're talking about. Like one of the chapters is the power of choosing you again. Oh my God. I'm super excited. So I'm just excited. So I'm gonna get into the flow. I'm gonna finish up these. So yeah. So I told you I only had a few chapters left. Like 10-day live before release. I should do it. Oh, that's a good idea. A 10-day live. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna have to write that down in the book. I'm gonna have to write that down in my handy notebook. A 10-day live and see what it should be about. What should the 10-day live be about? Since you're giving ideas. And you know what's funny because I was even thinking of doing like a I don't know if I want to do a pre-order because you put that in my mind. Should I do pre-order? But I was gonna do like a launch party, have like an online launch party or something of that nature with people that may have the book or may not. I gotta figure it out. I gotta let it move me. But I was thinking of doing that. Ooh, 10 days of one hint to each chapter. Ooh, that's nice. That's like making it like a scavenger hunt. That'd be cool. I gotta see how to put that. I gotta see how to put that. 10 days, one hint to each chapter. Yeah. So, but if anything, when I do it, um, it's gonna be on Amazon. It's definitely gonna be on Amazon. If I do the actual book part. So I just have to figure out how to do that other part as far as um the Kindle, the reading and digital, you know what I mean? So that way the link will always be in my um the link to the book will always be there. Yes, honey. Make the audience clutch the pearls. Yeah, so I'm just excited. I have been working on this for for like a year and a half. But it's funny because I've even started already working on another book, and I was like, nope, you cannot move on until you complete this. So this, what I like about this is I have to get it together, but if things go, once I figure out all this other stuff, this will be this would be released during year 8. This book will be released during the 8th year. So July 17th, 2025 closes year 7 and starts year 8. So I'm excited about that. But I love the title of the book. How to Get Over Heartbreak in 10 Days. What? Talk about that's gonna be everybody should have that. Like, hold on. 17th July 2025. Let's get to it. Yeah, I know. Do you see the pressure I put myself under? Not only do I have to complete those 2 chapters plus the additional, because I'm also giving like little bonus things in there, but I also have to figure out all the distribution, all that, all of it. And who knows, maybe I'll go live one day in the process and talk to you guys about the process and go over where we are. But I'm super excited. I'm going to organize. I have everything. I just have to stop changing all the chapters because I'm like, ooh, I just I let spirit move me. Really, you guys, this book is Miss Vibrations. This entire book is Miss Vibrations. I've done it. I did have one of my friends was reading it, and I was like reading it to them, and they were like, "Oh my god, I cannot wait!" Like, "Oh my god, this book is going to be like, girl." I'm like, hold on. But even if I had some, I would probably do like a book signing. Like, remember when I went on a book tour? So I do have experience with the book because I did do a book tour. Um, I don't really have any expectations, but I am a best-selling author, but I want to be a best-selling author on my own complete project. So the first time I was a best-selling author, it was on a group project. So I want to be a best-selling author on my own project as time goes by, whether it's with this book or another one. I don't really care, but it's going to happen. I want it to happen. But it's so much that go into that, from the marketing, from you are a best-selling author, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. It's the bonuses for me. Come on here. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I just gotta, you're right. I am a best-selling author. And you don't need a title or emblem to say that. So thank you. But I can't wait. This, you guys, because this is really a book. And I already know that I want someone to get this book, to go through the whole book, to go through the process, to love them through it, be open through it. That's why I have to make sure um I want the introduction to be strong. I want it to be powerful, like, come on. And there's no process. It's no rush. When you start, if you on day one, if you at day one, you may need to ponder on day one for a little while. Like, this book is good. I'll probably even put that in there. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put that in there to do it day by day. Don't just get it and flip and read through it all. You know how we do. You read through all of it. No, go through the process. Another idea: book 2 live book results in a day party. Yes, yes, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. And even with this book too, because of the other things that are in there. Like, I didn't even read everything else that's in there. That was just the introduction. But in each chapter, there's things. So it's like, um, yes, that would definitely work. That's why I was like, "Ooh, I want somebody. I want to know," because it's stuff in there where it has you really look at you, like the broken pieces of you, to get you to understand why you keep choosing certain things that you're choosing, to get you to recognize what's going on. I just love it. It's truly a self-discovery healing. And it's not like you use it this one time and then forget it. You keep using it. It's a tool. How about that? This book is a tool, it's a resource that you can always refer back to. Um, there were times where I had to refer back to the book. You understand? I don't just put out here that, it's just what I've noticed is that during the times that I did have to refer back to the book, and like I said, this has been in the making for 2 years. Actually, I'm lying. I talked about it in 2022. So 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. I didn't act on it until a couple years ago. Um, until 2023-ish. And I did more in 2024. But I had been working on it since 2022. So throughout it, that's why I'd be like, you got to be careful what you say. Words have power because throughout it, writing it and doing it, I experienced life, right? I'm human. I had to go back and remember what I put and what I'm saying you guys to do. So the key of this book, what I'm getting from the book and what I'm being told to tell you guys about the book is that you won't, even if you have to do it again, if you experience something different, you won't have to always go back to day one. Like, I remember a time where I had to remember, I had to remember the book. Like, you know what to do. A lot of times we know what to do and we don't want to do it. And it was like, you know what to do. So I had to remember. And it was like, what step is this? Right? Real stuff for real. And I didn't go back to day one. I didn't have to go back to day one. I was automatically on day six. So this is the key. This is what this book is for. This is what I'm putting this project together for. It's a tool that you will use to get you through everything, to get you through it, to get you through it. You might be with somebody new and go through it and feel like you're going to be at day one, and you might automatically start on day three. So that's what it is. And even if you decide to stay in situations, right, while you're still going through this book, that's fine because it's about, if you can't leave right away, then you have to heal while you're in it. And a lot of us don't know how to heal while we're in it. Okay? We don't know how to heal while we're in it. A lot of us don't know how to be Meshach, Mashach, and Abednego. They was in the middle of a fiery furnace. Oh, thank you. I never seen that. They were in the middle of a fiery furnace and still had faith and was believing that God was going to get them out of it. Okay? Some a lot of us we ain't got that kind of strength. We ain't got that kind of faith. But my goodness, could you imagine? So yeah. So it's a tool, it's a resource. This book, yeah. And the fact that I read it to you, read just the intro to you guys tonight, thank you for letting me share because I hardly ever share what I'm doing, but I'm open, I'm authentic, and I like to share it with you guys. Good night, good, and all the time God is good. Finish it. Thank you. Yes. And so you guys, with that being said, oh, we did 2 hours and 15 minutes, 14 minutes or so. With all of that being said, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram. over here. Let me know what part was your favorite part because the show will still be on YouTube once I log off of here. You can go ahead over there in the comments, tell me what you like, what's your best part, whatever it is. Just the engagement matters. But overall, my point, the message in tonight that I hope you guys take away is that your peace isn't up for negotiation, even if the pain came with history. So I want you guys to remember that and remember to change your mind, be fully renewed, and don't be afraid when things come to an end because there are good things on the other side of it. So be great. Tune in next week, Wednesday at 8 o'clock, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all over. Follow us on all platforms. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Till next week. I will say tomorrow. Thank you.
Candi Coated Secrets, you see.